What is the hardest badge to get in pressure? This was a question I thought I had solved when I completed my no damage run of pressure, getting the extra careful badge, a badge possessed by a meager 0.1% of players at the time. But many people disagreed. They said this wasn't the hardest badge in the game, that the most difficult badge was something else. Although I stressed the rarity of the extra careful badge earlier, there exist 3 badges even rarer than it, 2 of which are for beating the game with 4 players and 8 players respectively without deaths. I'd hesitate to call these harder than extra careful, just because they are rare, as only a small percentage of the player base is playing with 4 to 8 players in the first place. The 3rd badge is to beat the game without lockers. This discussion on the hardest badge, however, also brings up an important discussion. The discussion of what it really means to be the hardest badge. One being a rigid test of skill and focus, the other requiring a masterful understanding of the game's mechanics and a great deal of luck. The element of luck really made it hard to sell me on this truly being the hardest badge. Would you really consider winning the lottery to earn $1 million a harder feat than working for that million from the ground up? After all, there are far fewer people who have won the lottery, so it would be rarer, but I'd hesitate to call it harder, just because less people have done it. But this is all dodging the crux of the matter, the simple, obvious solution in front of my eyes the whole time. If I really want to be able to claim that I got the hardest badge in pressure, why not just get both? This is the story of how I got pressure's impossible badge. So for those of you who haven't even heard of this badge before, you might be wondering how a run like this is even possible. The answer? Safe spots. Basically, in pressure, all angler variants require 2 things in order to kill you. One is proximity, and the other is line of sight, which means there are 2 ways to protect yourself from anglers: distance and protection. If you can stay far away enough from an angler's path, you can protect yourself. The best way to do this is in rooms with branching paths. T rooms, cross rooms, side rooms, and certain caveats to rooms will protect you. And sometimes, if you're really in a pinch, just sitting in the corner can protect you. The second is protection. Certain spots and objects will protect you from the line of sight of the angler, keeping you safe from being killed by the angler. Some of these spots include corners with boxes, pipes, servers in the server rooms, some pillars in the ridge, certain box layouts, and nearly every vent. The ones that don't work are the ones with direct exposure to the main path on both ends. Of course, side rooms apply here as well, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Lockers are also considered to be transparent by anglers in Pandemonium, so they might as well not exist when it comes to protection if you aren't using them. The important thing to note is that protection is a lot less reliable than distance most of the time, but that line of sight is needed for Pandemonium. This means for a spot to be completely safe, it offers safety through protection, but these spots are a lot rarer and are sometimes less reliable. This means that the best of the best when it comes to safe spots are side rooms, vents, servers, and funnily enough, stairs. This one specific T room layout is safe from Pandemonium, as long as up or down the stairs isn't the path of the correct door. There are also a few requirements for node monsters or Pandemonium to spawn in the first place. The first and less significant one is that there needs to be 1 or more valid hiding spots, meaning lockers in a room or the room previous. The second and way more important one is that an angler can't be triggered in a dark room. Node monsters can also spawn on a timer if you spend way too long in a room, but realistically this won't happen to you 99% of the time. This ignores the previous 2 requirements as far as I know. The dark rooms detail is extremely important though, as it means you can reliably traverse through dark rooms without worrying about angler spawns if one hasn't already spawned. This matters a lot in late game since dark rooms become significantly more common later in a run. The lights can't flicker if there are no lights. In fact, for that matter, the run in general becomes way easier the later you get into it. This is because early on, you are constantly getting rooms with straight paths, very few branching rooms, and very little protection. As you get later into your run, fake doors, branching paths, side rooms, vents, and dark rooms are way more common, so you are way less likely to lose due to bad luck, and trust me when I say this makes a big difference. Additionally, later into the run, you're more likely to encounter the good people. These are the enemies that will spawn behind fake doors, doors, dealing damage to you if you open the wrong one. Normally this is a bad thing, but in our case it's actually very good. More fake doors means more rooms with branching paths, and branching paths keep us safe from anglers. Just make sure you figure out which door is the real one, since that's the path the angler will take, meaning you can sit by one of the fake doors and be safe. On top of all of that, the shop is a guaranteed safe spot that you'll have between rooms 48 and 52. And Searchlights is also a safe set of 5 rooms that occurs anywhere between rooms 60 and 75. Out of the runs that I had that made it past the shop, I had probably about half of them make it to room 80 or later. The other half, almost all exclusively, died in the 50s. Then this compounded even further by at least 80% of my runs in the first place, dying before even getting to Sebastian's shop. This just goes to show how unforgiving the early game luck can be. This statistic is all to put into perspective just what a lucky run number 3 was. As the name suggests, this was my 3rd attempt on this challenge, having some of the luckiest and most clutch moments of survival in the run. Just go, dude, just go. Oh, no. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. It might be over. Wait! What? There's no way that actually just worked. Holy shit, dude. No way! Some good luck getting the server rooms in the mid-game and a few smart saves in the underwater section kept the run alive. This run was so impressive that I was even able to collect the crystal and make it to the ridge. But this is no fairy tale. Oh no. No, dude! With little to no protection, aggressive angler spawns, and no lights for a visual cue on node monsters spawning, the ridge is the hardest section of the run by far. It requires an insane amount of focus and safe play to get through, and even with all of that, a streak of bad luck can end the most promising of runs in an instant. On top of this, glowing speakers that play music are scattered around the ridge, making certain zones normally safe from anglers only safe for a short period of time. All this to say, the rare few runs which did make it to the ridge still would have a tremendous hurdle at the very end, a hurdle which I wouldn't even encounter again for another 60 attempts. So as long as I get like decent luck, I should be okay up until the ridge. And then the ridge is where like you really have to roll the dice. I can also play this door in this area. Actually, it's a really short distance. I can probably play this if I go fast. What the? Oh, I see him. Yeah, it's Chainsmoker.
Green
FM.
His fucking goblin gas. You got confused by the fucking the upside down.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that shit distracted me, bro. I thought it would have flickered the lights after I opened the door. Okay, I'm gonna play the first door. Yep. Come on, just don't be a fast one.
Oh.
It's pandemonium. I'm dead. There's no way. No, dude, come on. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a risky play. I might be.
I would have gone further in the corner. No.
Well, because these boxes have like. Yeah, these rooms are consistently very safe, the server rooms, because you can just hide behind the servers and like, play line of sight. This run was finally the break I was waiting for. Clean early game with the oxygen farm, and then server rooms, and searchlights in the mid game to keep this attempt pretty airtight. On the subject of room types, let's talk a little bit about those. In Pressure, there are different rooms that will randomly generate, as well as there being entire room types that will occasionally generate during your runs. The most common variants are the waterfall rooms, the trench rooms, the oxygen farm, the containment lab, the maintenance tunnels, and the server rooms. You're pretty likely to encounter at least one of these on any of your runs. There's also a fairly rare room type called the sewers. The oxygen garden, the maintenance tunnels, and the containment lab are decent. They have their pros and cons. The oxygen garden has only a few room layouts, so it's generally pretty consistent on what rooms you can expect to see. It has a few variants with branching paths and some angler safe spots, and a couple variants with side rooms for protection against pandemonium. Also, the rooms that transition in and out of the oxygen garden are frequently safe from anglers. On the rooms that are elevated with a graded bridge, you can go for a risky 50-50 if you get stuck in a bad position. The maintenance tunnels are really linear and short. I find that anglers tend to spawn on the first maintenance tunnel room pretty frequently, and the transition room always has a branching path, so you can usually bait an angler out then run through them quickly. It has a couple of rooms with side rooms and vents if you need protection as well. It's important to note that the fences count as windows, so the anglers can see through them and they don't count as protection, but there's corners on both ends of the room that you can protect yourself with. The containment lab has a lot of branching paths and side rooms, so protection is extremely common. The downside is that the rooms are extremely big, so if you end up with a bad streak of even a couple of rooms without safe spots, it can end your run. The trench rooms and waterfall rooms are bad. They have very few safe spots and are long with little protection. The waterfall rooms are a little bit better. There are still a couple of room layouts with side rooms, and if you get a room where you cross the boards to go around a boulder, you can be safe from anglers on that side. The trench rooms have exactly one room that can generate that has a side room. On top of this, infestation is really common here, which makes it easy to miss the lights flickering. Specifically on the corner rooms, you can climb over the railing and protect yourself by hiding in a corner, although this doesn't work on Pandemonium. I usually try to run through these rooms as fast as I can. Fortunately, these two room variants are way more common in the early game, which further supports that late game makes this challenge easier. But the absolute worst variant is the sewer rooms. Cramped and linear like the maintenance tunnels, but side rooms are rare and vents are non-existent. Getting this room layout can be a kiss of death to your run. I died here twice in the 90s.
Fuck me, dude. Come on.
On the other side, the best room variant is the server rooms. The servers function as both protection from anglers and pandemonium if you position yourself right. Just be mindful that there are a lot of fakes on this room layout, so make sure you know the path the angler will take so you can position yourself accordingly. This layout also has lots of floor vents that are completely safe. This is a great room layout to get. Once I got past searchlights, some decent luck and careful gameplay finally brought me back to the ridge. The ridge has a few rooms that can generate with no safe spots at all. Because of this, you need to take advantage of every possible safe spot you can find. The dominant strategy when doing this challenge in the ridge is to find a safe spot, then hide in the safe spot, waiting for an angler to pass before proceeding. Yeah, I hear him. Anytime you find a safe spot, you wait for an angler to pass first before moving on. If there's no angler spawn, you open the door to potentially trigger an angler spawn and then run back to your safe spot. This strategy is what I employed as early as the first door. The first door is a purple keycard room always. This room has a safe spot in the hall between the main room and the side room. It's important that I position myself exactly here, as the side room has a window and is not safe. This spot will protect you from pandemonium. Into the ridge, the gamble starts. If I get a room without a safe spot, I need to run for the next door and hope I get a room that does have one. Fortunately, I get the ramp room. This room is safe from anglers, but there's a caveat. There are two doors in this room, and the correct door can be either one. Sometimes both doors are active and one is fake. Sometimes the wrong door is busted up. I get lucky again and get the larger variant of the room, where the door down the ramp is a containment door. I know the ramp is safe, so after getting the key card and opening the next door, I go back down and wait for an angler, hoping that it's not pandemonium. Only to hear Oh no, it is Pandemonium. Please, dude.
No.
Please.
No.
Not like this. Oh my god.
You went by?
There's no way. The desk I was hiding behind may very well have saved my life. Had I gotten a variant of this room without the desk, or perhaps the one with a regular door instead of the containment door, Pandemonium's pathing might have been altered slightly, and I would be dead. But I got lucky again. I survived. I run over to the next room. I had heard that if Pandemonium spawns once in the ridge, he can't spawn again. No reliable safe spots. Doesn't matter. I open the door and run back to my initial safe spot because the room wasn't very long. This time I survived, not off of luck, but off of good decision making. This is the duality of the challenge in the ridge. Good luck and even better choices. The next room is the long ramp room. There's no safe spots, so I have to keep going. The next room has a fake door, so I know I'm safe. In comes Frogger, just need to wait a little bit longer. This is
that first
Frogger.
room?
So he's gonna come back. On the next room, nothing looks safe. There's a corner that might work, but it's a risk. I think I can play this corner, but I could be wrong.
Well, could you get on top of that? Is that worse?
That's probably worse. The next room has no safe rooms at all, and the corner. Yeah, I hear it. Come on, dude. No, dude! The risk didn't pay off. Attempt 63 was over. I had made it so close yet again, but just couldn't close it out. What was I doing wrong? Surely there was nothing I could have done. I even revived to test if climbing into the corner might have saved me, like Ronan had suggested.
Area behind it. Like you see? It's probably better there. It's better there for sure.
No,
I was right, dude. Dude, no!
Knowing that there possibly was something I could do, that I probably could have been safe had I just went over to the boxes and squeezed in the corner. But if I had attempted that, would I have been able to pull it off fast enough? I had just barely made it behind the boxes before the angler arrived. I might not have been able to move quick enough. All these questions, these regrets, the hypotheticals, they swarmed my head. The best I could do was move on and keep trying. So keep trying I did, and less than 10 attempts later, in the 80s, I got a rare late game waterfall room layout. Not looking good, but the game was on my side. A few dark rooms and some lucky side room spawns kept me unscathed, and before I knew it, I was back at the ridge. The side room on door 2 kept me protected, and door 3 was a familiar sight. Not just any ramp room, but the one with the large containment door, another safe spot. Without the desk, I was skeptical if I could be protected from Pandemonium, but beggars can't be choosers. Just need to hope it isn't Pandemonium. Some good fortune keeps me alive in the ridge. Room 4 is yet another bout of deja vu. This time, however, I wouldn't make the same mistake. We shouldn't dwell on our screw-ups, we should use them as opportunities to learn, and learn I would. Chain smoker? Yeah. It was Chainsmoker. I had enough time to squeeze into the corner and survive. The room after was a short one, so I took a gamble and returned to my newfound hiding spot to avoid another potential angler. Okay. The gamble paid off. A fake door 2 rooms down gave me a new shelter from the angler, but I still had to hope I wouldn't encounter Pandemonium. 2 more rooms without cover. With luck not on my side, I was going to have to get creative. I managed to find a pillar towards the end of the room that I could potentially hide behind. I wasn't sure if it would work, but it was the best I had.
I'm gonna have to move back a little bit.
No, dude! Sometimes the ridge giveth, other times the ridge taketh away. 112 doors opened, there were 3 left. To get so close and come up short, not once but twice. I wanted to just give up. Who wouldn't? It would be one thing if it were just a difficult challenge, but a difficult challenge gate-kept by absurd amounts of luck, nothing short of demoralizing. But on the other hand, coming so close means I can do it. Nearly 50 runs later, and I finally had my shot once again. Good luck in the early game, and then the server rooms in the 40s allowed me to get to searchlights without much of a hitch. On door 80, I got the trench bleeder encounter, followed by decent luck with safe rooms until the 90s. Then at door 92, shit hit the fan. Trench rooms in the 90s for the first time I've ever encountered since playing. The only thing I can do is run through and pray. 2 dark rooms, maybe I could make it out. I got lucky enough not to have an angler spawn in the long room, but following directly after was a T room and the lights flickering. Flickering twice, so blitz is coming. Time was running out, and I didn't have enough of it to scout out which door was the fake. Fortunately, my health is at 70. I kept my health strategically above 55 for situations like these, since I can open the door in a panic scenario. If it's fake, I'll survive the 55 damage from the good people, and then I know that corner's fake. But it wasn't fake. I wasn't gonna have enough time to get to the other side of the room.
No! No, it's Blitz! Ah!
Oh my god, I saw that time.
No way.
We're almost there!
And just like that, I had made it back to the ridge. But it wasn't over yet. The hardest part of the run was still ahead of me. The first room I enter, I see none other than the corner of boxes, a grim reminder of my previous failures. Unlike the other 2 times, however, there's a speaker here, meaning if I linger too long, I'll die, making this an unviable hiding spot. Next room, there's no safe spots. Not only are there no safe spots, it's a long room. There's no guarantee I can get to the next room before an angler comes. I go for a risky gambit.
Oh my god, let me in.
It paid off. I had just punched my ticket to the rest of the ridge, but I wasn't out of the woods at all yet. I still had 12 more rooms to get through. Immediately, things get bad. Door after door. Can't manage to get a room with a single safe spot. The only thing I can do is keep moving and hope I get lucky. And finally, my luck pays off. I find a fake door, which doubles as a safe spot. It's no side room though, and there's only a single desk for cover. If pandemonium comes, it could spell doom for my run. The best thing I could do was hope for an angler.
Is it? No.
No shot.
That's actually crazy.
No shot.
How?
Somehow, by the skin of its teeth, the desk had protected me. I wasn't about to start asking questions, since I still had more unknowns ahead of me. A ramp room next gives me a safe spot to work with, but the safe spot has a speaker, meaning it's no longer quite so safe. I decide to test my luck by pressing forward, and it pays off, as I'm able to find a side room the very next door. I open the next door and retreat back into the side room. With no anglers spawning, I make my move. A ramp in the next room gives me some much needed safety. I wait for the upcoming angler. Earlier, I mentioned that I had heard a rumor that pandemonium cannot spawn more than once in the ridge. With my miraculous survival of pandemonium earlier, I was sure this spot would keep me safe, despite not having any cover. No, this is coming from the front. That's the normal angle.
Oh, okay, I see.
That rumor might just be true. I make my way into the last few rooms of the ridge. I'm almost there. Just one more door to go. The room has 2. Make the right decision.
Okay, careful.
I had hesitated for just a second, but now my health was low enough that opening a wrong door would finish me off. So I would have to use a med kit to heal myself, hoping that an angler didn't come around the corner.
Okay, that's the fake door, so I can use that in a pinch with the diving gear. Why is it not opening? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wait, is that it? Oh my god! Is that it?
Yo! Yo! Go, 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 go! Let me in, let me in! Yes! Yes! Let's go! Let's go, dude! Whoa! Yo! Let's fucking go, dude! Oh my god! Yo! Oh my god!
I finally did it. After 118 long attempts of luck, pain, and determination, I've finally finished pressure without any lockers. Maybe I wish I would have just beaten it on attempt 3, saved myself the time and energy, but what kind of story would that have been? Thanks for watching. I'm going, bro. I don't give a
Can you die in this section?
I do give a fuck! I do give a fuck!